Good morning, y'all. I just figured I'd pop on here right quick and check in with you guys and see how everybody's doing. Make sure everybody survived Thanksgiving. This one, it won't be very long. I've got a freaking cold from hell, and it's kind of kicking my ass, but I just wanted to chat with you guys for a little bit. I'm binge watching the new JohnBenét. Well, we finished it last night, but I'm going back through it because we're going to talk about that stuff. Hey, Tia. Hey, True Love Has Four Paws. Hey, Steph. Hey, TK. Hey, Teresa. I hope all you guys had a great Thanksgiving. If you are in the U.S. and celebrate, let me play a quick little intro here. I'm just going to chat with you guys for a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Dazed and Amaze. Hey, Chatty, Kathy R, Bo, Catherine, the Iva Problem, Kirby Barbie OG, Akira, JoJo, Amanda H, Wheel B, Forever Army, Rockabit, TK, Mickey, Connie, Feisty Nana, Spudler, Trish. How was your guys' Thanksgiving? Hey, Sheila. Sheila, I just got your text. I hope you're feeling better. This shit's going around. I tell you what, it's a pain in the ass. Hey, Handmade with Love by Dawn. Hey, Dr. Moonshine. Dr. Moonshine, your jokes the other night were cracking me up. You found some good ones. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Or Thursday, if you're not in the U.S.? Your turkey hungover? Hello, goodbye. It was quick. Hey, Ellie. Eli. Everybody have a good day. Everybody enjoy their family brawls if they had any. It was okay. Ours was good. I just woke up feeling way worse yesterday than I did the night before. But I didn't want to cancel. My in-laws are older, as you guys know, and my father-in-law's had major health issues. And for me, it's always like, so I kind of social distanced myself, but I still was like, every holiday that we get to spend with them for me is important. So I was telling Kyle that was something he asked me. He's like, do you want me to cancel? And I was like, no, because I can cook. I'm a clean freak anyways when it comes to like washing my hands and stuff as I'm cooking. So, and I was like, they've already been exposed because you were over there all week last week. And that's probably when I was contagious as is. So no, please don't cancel unless they want to. And I was like, because I'll just keep my distance. And the grandkids, my kids my girls have never had this type of relationship really with. When Kenzie was younger, she did. Kenzie's had a close relationship with her grandparents, but the little ones have not because their grandparents live so far away from us. So to have them around like this, it means so much to them. So they came over, I got through cooking, and then my mother-in-law and Kenzie, pretty much cleaned up and I laid on the couch and that was it. But it was so good to like just hang out with them. And I'll tell you guys a story. Kenzie doesn't care if I share, so I got her permission. But Kenzie's grandpa just recently, it's been within the last, well, it was Veterans Day actually. So Kenzie's dad's stepdad. So Kenzie's dad, his real dad passed away a few years ago. But Kenzie growing up was really, really close with her dad's stepdad, who was a part of his life for most of his life. And me and her were both really close. He had just this bond with Kenzie since she was born. He was there right away. Like, that was his girl. She was not his biologic grandchild, and he did have his own biologic grandchildren, but he had Kenzie, and she was his pride and joy. And we just found out on Veterans Day, because of a post on social media, that he passed away. They didn't even tell her. They didn't care to call and tell her. They didn't let her know anything. So he had passed away a year and a half earlier in July of 2023. And she found out on Veterans Day of this year that he had passed because of a social media post. She was listed in the obituary, the first grandkid listed in the obituary and everything. But they didn't even have the balls to tell her that he had passed. And that broke that child's heart. Like, finding out on social media that he had passed, she was so upset and so hurt and so livid. And it was unimaginable. Like, what the hell? And that was her everything. He served in Vietnam, and she called him Pocky. That was Pocky. And for her to find out that way, that was horrifying. And they still haven't responded to her messages. So, yeah, it was horrible. So we are in the whole thing of spending as much time with the elderly grandparents and stuff as possible. So, yeah, it sucked. It was extremely cruel for her. Yeah, she found out in, like, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night, and woke me up, and I couldn't understand her at first because she was convulsively crying. And I was like, "Are you sure, sis? Like, are you sure that doesn't mean like she just hasn't seen him in a while?" And then I went instantly and found the obituary, and I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah, so spend as much time as you can with your loved ones. Cherish those memories, because you never know when they're not going to be there. Yeah, it sucked for her. It really sucked. Like, she was really brokenhearted, but she has such a good relationship with my in-laws. She loves them dearly, so it didn't make up for it at all by any means, but cherish your loved ones. Yeah, Trish, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, a lot of people, like, that's the thing is, Kenzie and her dad's an amazing guy. Her dad's a wonderful man. He's just, her and him have, when she got older, the distance became, and it's there, and it's really sad. It's tragic. So just cherish your loved ones and make sure they know how much, and she feels guilty too, because, she was a teenager and didn't think about all this stuff, but yes. Yep. And they don't even have to be your blood relatives either. If you have people in your life that you consider family, like my in-laws, we're not technically married, but I call them my in-laws. They call me their daughter-in-law. They're their grandkids, shit, they've been with them for the last 8 years. So it's really, just cherish your in-laws and your loved ones and everybody, because you just never know. Thank you guys. Yeah, I just feel horrible for her. Like, there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do to make any of that better. It sucks. And the other shitty thing is, like, it's not like these people are just random run of the muck, like, piece of crap people. No, there's one of them's a therapist. One of them's a nurse. Like, these people work in the arena of how loss impacts people. And for them not to step up and tell Kenzie, and she had to find out on social media, was honestly one of those, like, Are you freaking kidding me moments? Yeah. Yeah. That's what even makes it worse. Yep. And they knew how much she cared about that man. Yeah, Nurse Bev, it's way worse. It's way fucking worse that she had to find out that way. Oh, Miss Lee, I'm just telling the story about how Kenzie found out that her grandpa on Veterans Day had actually passed on in July of 2023. Yeah, they know better. Yeah. Can't get that time back exactly. Yeah. Yeah, just make sure time is so precious and you just don't know. You just don't have a clue when things are going to go. So, anyways, yeah, there's nothing. There's no reason not to have told her. But just because the blood relatives doesn't mean, we all have our broken moments. We all have our struggles and our everything. So, yes, titanium. See, we decided, even though I was feeling crappy, I was like, I'll just stay, over here. I'm not going to just go up and hug him. Like normally I hug the crap out of him, especially my father-in-law. Like he's a huge hugger and he is just incredible. And I was like, I'll just social distance from him this time and I'll go give him a hug when I'm feeling better. So yes, Nurse Bev, they have a lot of memories. He was a woodworker. So he was a sawyer, for anybody that knows what like logging, anything with logging is, he was an incredible sawyer. So that means like he's the cutter, but he also in his spare time, like in his off season, he made all of these woodworking things. One of these days, I will show you guys some of the boxes he made. He made us these like cedar treasure boxes. He made this little toy chest thing that we have. He also made this big like wooden table with inlaid antler horns. Like we have a lot of stuff like that he made for her too. And she got out when Am was here, she was going through all of her baby pictures. She's got her baby books. I did baby books for her. She was cracking up because I think the price of gasoline when she was born was like $1.26 or something. I don't know. It was crazy, but all of that stuff. So she was going through with Am and they were looking at all the pictures and stuff. And she was showing Am all of the pictures of Pocky. Well, then that was right before Veterans Day. So she's got a lot of good memories and she's got a lot of treasures and stuff that she will cherish from him for a long time. So it's just sad though. It's really sad. I think the hard part is not having the closure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nicole. I'm so sorry. Yeah. We don't know. It's just me. None of them have responded. She actually messaged and asked. She had asked about him previously before Veterans Day to the person, her dad's other half that she communicates with because she's got a younger brother and a younger sister. And she had asked, in that message, hey, how's Pocky? Well, she hasn't responded yet. So that's been like a month maybe now. Her younger sister responded, but the adult has not yet. So I don't know what'll happen there. I'm not like talking trash on them either. Please understand that like there's been distance. There's been Kenzie made choices not to have certain things in her life as an adult when she got old enough to make that age. And there's that. But with the grandpa situation, it's horrible. But she's got tons of photos and videos, and one of these days maybe I'll show you guys some of them if she wants me to, because they're some of the cutest, but he was so freaking talented. His name was Vic Brown. Completely the most talented wood craftsman, just the kindest soul you'll ever meet. That man rarely spoke. Rarely, he was so silent all the time. But when he did, it was something profound and usually very heartfelt. I'm sorry for all of you guys that have had so much loss. I told her when she's ready that if she wants me to, I'll fly with her and we'll go and visit his grave and go put flowers and stuff. If she wants to do that some weekend, me and her can fly over there and go do that when she's ready so she can have some piece of closure. But he had one of her family members had made a post in remembrance of him on Veterans Day. That's how she found out. That was because of him being a Vietnam vet. I'm so sorry for all of you guys that have lost all your loved ones. So many people are going through so much. You just never know. That's for sure. You just never know. So cherish your time. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. So even though I was sick, we pushed through with my in-laws and we had a great time. They all hung out, and then we planned out what we're going to do for Christmas because we have other family flying in for Christmas. So they'll be here Christmas Day. So we're going to do our typical Christmas Eve with the in-laws and do our Christmas jammies and stuff. And then on Christmas Day, the rest of them come in. Kyle's sister-in-law, we can still consider her a sister-in-law, and kids are coming. His brother's ex-wife, even though his brothers are passed, she's like the daughter of the family. She's incredible. So Paula and her kids will be here. So we are going to have them all over for Christmas Day, and I'll do the cooking. So yes, Christmas jammies. I got all of ours already, Remy. I got all of our shirts already. I got them. We actually got a couple extras, so we're going to buy 2 more. So then, because there's 4 of them at this point coming, flying down. So we're going to buy 2 more. So even them, they have the same type of t-shirts, and we're all going to take pictures with like family pictures with we're doing the Griswolds theme this year. So you can only imagine how raunchy they are. They're hysterical. Oh my gosh, beware marching band Mayfollow. I'm really sorry. Really sorry. Oh, really, Remy? That's a tradition here. So anybody that doesn't know, we do shitty graphic tees. When I say shitty, like funny sayings or crude sayings or like not your PC cute little Christmas PJs with Christmas trees and Santa Claus. We do funny as shit graphic tees. Like we got my in-laws the ones that say something about like the tree getting stuck in something. I don't even know. I'd have to pull them out. They're the funny ones. Like the raunchy sayings, they're all that. And then the little ones don't get the raunchy ones. They get like cute ones that go in the theme and stuff like that. But the rest of us all get the raunchy ones, and then we get matching pants. And it's funny as shit. And my in-laws will go along with anything. They're great. They're great. They're funny as shit. Oh, I love that, Remy. Oh, you're good, Pika. There's nothing important going on over here. You're good. We're just bullshitting. So I wanted to talk to you guys, though. How many of you guys have watched the Netflix documentary so far on the JohnBenét Ramsey? It just got dropped on Monday. Any of you watch it? We're going to be talking about it. Definitely, Sheila. Oh, that's great, Remy. Yeah, I love that. Calm is good. Okay, so you know how we talk about profiting off of people's pain? If you have not watched that documentary series, or even if you have, I want you to go back and pick out things that you can put with what we're currently talking about, with what is happening in these cases, such as Sebastian's. Geraldo, how many of you remember Geraldo? Geraldo Rivera, OG Smut TV #1. He hosted a mock trial on the Ramseys. And the witnesses, aka the people that he had come on there and talk, were tabloid reporters that had run-ins with the Ramseys. They totally made an entire movement, and the Boulder Police Department was in on it. I'm sorry, but the Boulder Police Department, what? OG tragedy vulture. Yes. Yes. Crazy though, like how much that family went through, and there was no evidence. There was DNA. There's DNA of an outside, and all the people that came out trying to claim that they harmed that little girl, like all the other random people, like what an absolute shit show. Yes, he did. I'm gathering information because I was like, oh, Kyle and I were watching it. Sorry, you guys, I'm all cloggy. Um, Kyle and I were watching it. Hold on, I'm gonna mute so I can blow my nose right quick. I'll be right back. Okay. There is so much though that they did, and Geraldo, like, he had a woman on there. Okay, get this. So right before, I think it was the 23rd of December, she was killed on the 26th, if I remember the dates correctly. On the 20th, 22nd or 23rd, JohnBenét was doing a little show for elderly people, like a little dance recital thing. And she was doing a dance routine, and it started playing a saxophone. How many of you remember that? You probably don't, but if you watch this documentary, you'll remember it because they show it. And one of the guests that they had going on social media, or not social media, on media, and making claims, they were making claims that JohnBenét was masturbating with that saxophone. They were saying this woman was claiming that she was, and you watch the video. There is nothing there in this Netflix. They show it, but it shows how many people were so caught up, and she was doing nothing of the sort. Absolutely nothing of the sort. Absolutely, law enforcement, in my opinion, botched that case too. Yep, they were saying the worst things about this family ever, and that wasn't what was happening. She was just pretending to play a saxophone. Yep. Oh yeah, I encourage you guys to watch this. The Boulder Police Department and that one detective that got involved, I'm making notes and writing through all of it, and we'll talk about it all in depthly because I want you guys to see how much this has been a constant thing. So what we see on social media isn't new. It's nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. They've been using these high profile cases to target families. They use the media. Boulder Police Department used the media they got a grand jury. They pulled a grand jury. And thank God they refused to do anything with charges. They did indict them on child abuse, which they still can't prove, but they opted not to charge them because there's no evidence. There was no evidence. And thank God there was one critic. I think his name was Michael something. I have to look again. I'm going back through and making notes. But there was one investigative journalist from Colorado that was pushing back and saying, this is absolutely insane. He's a huge part of this documentary. And the things that they had him do, all just crazy shit. I really, really encourage you guys to watch this because it shows a pattern that since the late 90s, this has been happening to families. Yeah. Sheila, they've said that there was DNA not attached to anybody in the family, not to Burke, Patsy, or John. Like there's DNA. And it, but unfortunately, again, like when he found her, he picked her up. So the scene was contaminated too. Like there was just so much. And how did they not go down there? The police were in the house 2 hours before. Like how? How did all of this stuff? Yes, Duchess, it's the new JohnBenét Ramsey docuseries. It's a 3 episode. I really encourage you guys to watch it because we're going to talk about it. Yeah, absolutely, Britt. Yep. But that's when they were doing this, Geraldo Rivera mock trial against the Ramseys. you can see the toll that it takes on the public, like the public perception. And that is what we are watching them do right now with, okay. And can I just give a quick shout out to the scummy pieces of shit across the internet? Can I just give a special shout out to all you scummy pieces of shit? Thanksgiving Day, they are doing stream after stream about Sebastian and his parents. Can I just give a special shout out to all of you pieces of shit who have so much empathy for parents of missing children while trashing Katie and Chris? Yeah, you guys are real special. The people that came out of the woodwork with that case and tried to take credit for what happened too, fucking gross. Like, me and Kyle were talking about that as we were watching it, because we watched it last night and I was in and out after taking cold meds, so there's stuff I missed, but I have to go back and watch. But there was stuff that I learned in that docuseries, and I've been able to go back and fact check some of it. I did not, Duchess. I'm on my phone right now, so I'll watch it as soon as I'm off. But these people, Duchess, can you grab, what was the title of that video I sent you yesterday by Lolly? Can you just help in the comments what the title of that video was? I can go grab my iPad and look at it. Hold on. Let me go grab I'm on my phone, otherwise I would. And I can't ever figure out how to switch from my phone to my iPad. Hold on. Let me tell you. Where is my iPad? Well, never mind. I don't know where my iPad's at. My kid must have it. Hold on just a second, you guys. Hold on. Oh, yeah. It was about Katie's friends. Katie, do you have any friends or something like that? Hold on. Hold on. I don't know where it's at. She said, oh, it's right there. Dang it. I am blonde today. Hold on. Let me find it. I'll tell you exactly what it says. Like, these people are just pieces of absolute freaking garbage. I'm sorry. At this point, I have no give a fuck left. Like, absolute pieces of trash. I logged in like twice on Facebook to see. I was watching, I don't know, I watched this gal named Becky from Homestead Acres. That's what I was watching. Her and her mom do a Thanksgiving spread, and it's usually like a 3-day event. And they're incredible. Her name is Acre Homestead, for those of you that like that kind of stuff. But give me 1 second. Oh, it's Katie's Friends is the title of her video, of Lolly's video. But the thumbnail says, Katie, who are your friends? Sebastian last photo says a lot. That was her video yesterday on Thanksgiving. Spanky went live, talked about it. All of them. Crazy. Like, what are you doing? Give me a second. I gotta blow my nose. Like, seriously, though? Oh, and Julie. Yeah, that Michelle. Let's talk about Julie for a moment. Julie walking through and saying that, they need to charge them and all this bullshit. First of all, she's running with misinformation, complete misinformation. Like, Julie is kicking up steam. Thanksgiving evening, she is on live stream talking about how they need to charge the parents with child abuse, and she's pulling up all these codes and stuff, and there's no proof of it. Hey, Nana L, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, happy beach. Me too. Um, Thanksgiving Day, like, they didn't stop a beat. But you know what? If anybody would have came out and like debunked anything or like had something to say, oh my God, it would have been all over. Betty, something about Sebastian didn't get Thanksgiving or something like why are you people so sick? It's absolutely, Julie is an idiot. Yeah, she's nasty. We did, Nana L, thank you. We did. Oh, Britt, I didn't pay attention much. I'm not shocked about him having memberships at all, honestly. I mean, here's my thing on that, and this might rub some of you the wrong way by me saying this, but I mean, honestly, he's got more right to talk about his son, but the thing about it is he's going to have I think there's going to be a lot of questions that he's going to have to answer in the long run of this. I think there will be body cam footage that people can see how things actually went when he arrived on the scene. I think there's going to be a lot of things that when this case does actually, there's closure or something in this case, I think there's going to be a lot of questions that he's asked that he can't answer. So I think the public perception is kind of similar to like in the Ramsey case. They're trying to emotionally manipulate the audiences. And yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to give him grace. It really is. But I think he's going to have to answer to a lot more than us, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Seth made a community post on his community wall that he now has memberships to his channel. So there's that, but I genuinely think he'll have more questions than what any of us are going to ask. Dog has not searched. Dog is not searched. No, Dog was in Tennessee one time for his son's wedding. And these stupid, okay, you guys, the stupid riddles that everybody is running with. Yeah, Jones and I got the crud. The stupid riddles that everybody is running with about this green hooded sweatshirt and potential run-in with, we're on to you. Come the fuck on. Get over it, people. Do you think law enforcement had this footage from Texas Roadhouse way back in March? We know that. I've played that clip. I got fined from the HOA for playing that clip 5 fucking times, okay? And I'm probably going to get fined 10 more times because I'm going to continue to play that clip until people get it through their head that nothing that they're bringing out is new. I don't give a shit at this point. I'm so sick and tired of these people and rewriting history. Law enforcement has all that information, every bit of the Texas Roadhouse information. They went back, grabbed freaking camera footage from the neighborhood to see if anybody was coming in, sitting around these houses. Like, law enforcement does their job. Hello, people. The Secret Service, the FBI, the TBI, Sumner County were all involved. All of them from jump. I know, Duchess. I got you and Revival sick. Poor Revival's really sick, too. I shared the viral crap with all you guys. The fucking riddles, man. It's just because they have nothing, and it's the only way he can stir up the team to get them to continue to talk about it and inlay bullshit. Somebody was pulling up pictures. I think it was Spanky, had pictures of Karen in a green sweatshirt. Like Karen, one of the searchers and the people that have been helping Seth all along, you have a picture of her and you don't even realize that that's her? Like what? I can't remember for sure who the hell it was, but all these people are just doing the fucking most. Sorry for everybody that's sick. We'll get better. It's just feisty time. Absolutely. They've got this footage. They've gathered the footage. They went back and people are like, "Oh my God." And they went back and asked this one person with a camera if they could access their video footage from days before. Well, of course, because they're looking to see if anybody was scoping out the neighborhood or if there's any cars that they can point out that they were behaving differently or figures in the neighborhood. Of course, they're going to gather evidence days up before because everything is on the table and they don't know what happened. Kels, I can see you. That's what I was responding to, Kels, was they got footage of every camera in that neighborhood. They can't say what is going on. An investigation's ongoing. Exactly. You're spot on. They've had all of this. Kenny, I didn't even notice. I have a broken triangle symbol, a delta symbol on my foot, a tattoo. I didn't even notice that. I'll have to go back and look. I wonder if it's the delta symbol. I have that. Me and Kyle have that tattoo. Gallatins are, I think, Slim. I think Gallatins are green. It's fucking disgusting, though. These people are disgusting. Disgusting. And, oh, we feel so bad for Seth on Thanksgiving. What about Katie and Chris? You too, Jason. Have a great day. But what about all these other people struggling? What about all the other families? I'm on no one's side, but what is these people going to do and say if Seth is involved? Just a question, not a case. I personally don't think he is involved, but I think here's my assumption. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys for a minute. I think law enforcement told them what their likely theory is. I think law enforcement told them a likely theory right in the beginning. I think not only did they tell Seth that, I think they told Katie and Chris that he would be somewhere within that 5 mile or plus area around the house. I have a feeling, I don't know, me just seeing how things have worked, that they would resume searches in the spring, fall, whatever that was. There's law enforcement knows something. And I think that they told the family what their working theory was or is. Has that changed at this point in time? I don't know. But I really genuinely do believe that they told them the theory. And I don't think it had anything to do with any of them being involved. I don't think it was what Seth wanted to hear. And I think he has taken every opportunity, in my opinion, to move public perception to that. That's my opinion based on actions. All these people. Yeah, it's just terrible. One after another. Spanky, I think somebody said, was live last night talking shit. Betty, Lolly, Smiley, and so many others. Yeah, and how many times are you out and about and somebody random walks up to you and asks you a question? A random question like, hey, do you know? I mean, if you're out in public, people talk. Like, I've been approached so many times out in public by people I have no idea, and they're just asking random questions of, where'd you get that? If I'm carrying something out of a store or something, like, which store did that come from? Something like that. Like, just stupid shit. Like, people talk to strangers. Yeah, they were really showing their Thanksgiving spirit. That's for sure. Yep. Yeah, I'm just fed up. And the new team members, the new round that they've got, Julie, freaking Chevy Cool Lady, Silver's on the scene, Betty, and all the other typical jackasses, Brittany J and crew. Oh my God, what is wrong with you people? And I'm so sick and tired of people saying, Brittany's never accused anybody of anything. Oh my God. Brittany sat there numerous times and tried to paint them as alcoholics. She also sat there and allowed her panel to say all the disgusting shit. No, she has complicity in this too, as much as they do, especially when she invites them up over and over again. Fuck out of here with that shit. She's a grown ass adult. She uses her stupid panel as I didn't say it, it didn't come out of my mouth. Yeah, you're still hosting them to do it over and over again. So fuck out of here. I have no sympathy for any of these people at this point in time. Y'all doing the fucking most. Yeah, feisty Nana. I talk to all sorts of people. I guess I'm just not a Karen though either. Yeah, they have. We have clips of her panel with her sitting right there agreeing with them. of doing stupid shit. Yeah. Yes, she did, Terry. Yes, she did. Yep. Fuck yeah, she did. Yep. It absolutely is. But she's not even, like, all of them are doing it. Spanky, I can't stomach that motherfucker to get through a stream of him, but he is one of the worst. He is just disgusting the way he spins stories and constantly goes at them. Absolutely terrible, Spanky is. I've got some clips saved to pull his videos upcoming when I feel a little bit better and want to lay out that stuff, because as much as I can't stomach him, I'm going to. Justin, Justice for All, Clutch Them Pearls. That's who we call Spanky. He's vile. I'm sorry, he's vile. And he does it with such a sweet southern. And he does the hand claps for everybody. And what fucking blubbering idiots. They take these riddles and they run them into content. Jones in. Absolutely awful, isn't it, what he's doing? Yeah. Yep. Oh, I'm sure you can't miss a beat, right? You got to come on the holidays and make sure that your audience feels so bad for you, so you have to, prime the pump and get all the money for Christmas. Christmas has been scheduled for a fucking year. You've had a year. Don't get me started on my feelings on this shit. Probably best. Yeah. Sebastian's crew. Yes. Katie shouldn't have to take any more. Katie should not have to take any more. I am deathly afraid of what the outcome is going to be. I am so sick and tired of watching them target her. Every holiday that they've had, Mother's Day was especially grimy. If you guys remember Lolly and the bullshit, Smiley and the bullshit. Oh, Greg. BJ? Fuck. A lot. A lot. I don't even know. Yeah, his monkey is the least of my concerns. I know people are like really bothered by that and stuff, you guys. I nothing I can do or say about that. I mean, I'm more concerned about what he's doing to a family going through trauma at the moment. I love those of you that have the heart for wanting to fix the monkey situation, but unfortunately we can't fix it. He's already got the monkey. This fucking riddle bullshit is Julie. I'm sorry, but Julie, good morning, Nanya. I hope your Thanksgiving was amazing too. Julie is dangerous. Julie is dangerous. And the fact that the Slimy and those guys are regurgitating and promoting her, Silvers, Smiley, Spanky, BJ, all of them were promoting Julie. And Julie is extremely unraveled. Extremely. Oh, right? That was horrifying. Hartley, you gave me a couple laughs yesterday. Between my Acres content, my Acres Homestead content, you gave me a few laughs yesterday. Hartley has the best clips always. I watched I think it was a Betty one, and then one from a couple days ago that I watched. Crime Time Buzz. Oh my God, Music City. Crime Time Buzz is right up there too. I'm telling you, when Betty said that, you think you're going to get rid of me, there's going to be 1,000. Oh, we got Subaru Steve. We got to do a Subaru Steve coming too. Julie, Subaru Steve, Silvers, like all of them. All of them. Oh yeah, they absolutely know, Sheila. They know. Right, Greg, right? No, they know there's nothing to them. They'll say that. They know that there's nothing to them, but they'll run with them. Like, they'll completely run with them. They know. And they're all going back through, like, okay, here's another thing. BJ, let me call your ass on this really quick because, man, I'm just in that mood. And yes, I have clips of all of this shit that I'm about to say, as you guys know, and I'm on my phone. Otherwise, I'd just throw them up here. But you said you didn't know about the Terry Lynn 5-hour interview with Seth Rogers. How the fuck did you not know about that 5-hour interview with Seth Rogers? Because, ma'am, that is where the claim where she was 12 and I was 10 years older came from. How did you, being true crime, not know that that is where that came from? Genuinely asking, because you seem to be dumber and dumber by the fucking day. Dumber and fucking dumber by the goddamn day. Or is it just all an act to keep the content moving? I didn't know Seth Rogers did an interview with Terry for 5 hours. Bitch, stop calling yourself true crime because you ain't true crime. And you having a problem with all of us that say we're not true crime? No, bitch, we're not true crime. I'm not true crime. I know more about the case than you do because I do my research. So if you want to classify me anything, but please stop classifying yourself as true crime because you ain't true crime. You're true grime. You are the fucking cesspool at the bottom. Like, this shit is so stupid. Sorry, I am feisty today. I'm sorry. These channels sat here and, oh, poor Seth. He doesn't have a child for Thanksgiving. What about Chris and Katie? There's 3 parents here. A lot of us chose to give grace to all of them. But nope. If it's against Chris and Katie, we're going to fucking target everybody all day on Thanksgiving Day. All day. We're going to run narratives all day on this family because we have no evidence to prove anything. And we're going to take these riddles and turn them into something huge. Screw you guys. I got to blow my nose. I'll be right back. And that Julie. Oofta. Oofta Nada Fida. I think pretty much every one of my people that I'm close to has been blocked by Julie because they've all been telling her what they think of her BS. There should be no sides in this. There's no sides. They all have a child that is missing. Every one of them. It was every one of their first Thanksgiving without their child being home. This is fucking gross. Oh, Explorer Court. Yeah, I did. Some of it. That's why I'm saying, Duchess, if the people go back and watch that JohnBenét, I really encourage you guys to go back and watch that JohnBenét docu-series on Netflix that just dropped on Monday. Go look at when Geraldo Rivera ran a mock trial against the Ramseys, how that was targeted, and then go find the articles from the LA Times from 1997, which I have already pulled up. I'm going to pull that stuff up and show that part. But Geraldo Rivera did a mock trial against the Ramseys and painted public perception and helped paint public perception against the Ramseys, target the Ramseys. They also went on other shows. But this tragedy vulture situation, this profiting off of people's pain, has been going on for years and years. Right, Johnson, right. Just like, digging into friends around them and send me all the information that you have on a supposed friend that has not been named a suspect, has nothing to do with it. Law enforcement knew she was there. She was there with all of them. Holly, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana. We're just a little extra spicy this morning. It's fucking gross. It's gross. Music City Mom, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Holly, thank you for the super sticker. You guys are too sweet. Thank you guys. It's just too much. The JohnBenét case, I'm going to say it out of my own mouth. There's so many questions I can't answer. There's a lot of weird stuff around that whole entire case. A lot. But watching how they used media to play this out in the media, that's it's exactly what we're doing now. These families don't deserve this stuff. And it's just gotten worse over the years. It's just gotten worse. And now social media has found a new way of doing it. It's sadistic, taking joy in others' tragedy. Sad. It really is. That's what got you into true crime, was the JohnBenét case. Look at how Elizabeth Smart's family was treated. Ed was targeted and treated like shit too. Initially. Yep. Oh, thank you, Holly. That's really sweet. Yes. Yes. A dose of Jen Lou. There's a post on Nick Barris's page. Yep. Go back. There'll be a post on Nick Barris's page where he says that forensics have been done. It might be a comment that he's responding to. I'll go back through and find it in my I have it saved, I'm sure, in my screenshots, but it is from Nick Barris's Facebook page. He's made a lot of, like, it's in one of his update posts or something like that. But Nick Barris did say it. Go check his Facebook. Yes, on the Facebook, on the Book of Faces. Yep. All of his updates and posts, Jen Lou, are over there, and you'll be able to find it there. I would say, God, I want to say that was probably in August when Betty, might have been before then. It would be from May forward, somewhere in there. And I'll dig through Jen Lou and see if I can find it faster for you, because I do have it somewhere. Music City, of course. Of course. Yeah, God forbid. Do you understand that? Think about this for a second. We've got people claiming that there was a potential sighting in Oregon. Does anybody know what the Oregon Ducks colors are? Oh yeah, you should now, because Nick's been posting their sweatshirts. Huh. Anybody wonder why this riddle comes out like this? These people are pros at playing games, people. Come on now. They're pros at watching the stupid idiots run with misinformation. I'm sure they are so proud of their team. I bet they sit back and they sit and just have a heyday with the misinformation. All they have to do is a couple little stupid sentences and, right, Kelly? That's what I thought. I really thought that they would. I really genuinely thought, because they were talking all the shit about how terrible we are, that how dare we debunk misinformation? How dare we say anything in defense of the truth? Not of Katie and Chris, of the truth. We're not defending Katie. I'm not a Katie and Chris defender. I'm not a Proudfoot sympathizer. I defend the truth. And the truth is that there is no proof that Katie and Chris are involved whatsoever in Sebastian's disappearance. And I think that Seth Rogers knows that, along with Katie and Chris. In my opinion, I think law enforcement told them their working theory, all three of them in the beginning. It didn't fit Seth's narrative, and he ran amok. And I'm sorry, I believe that. You're not going to change my opinion. And I believe that's when law enforcement corrupt started coming out, because their theory, working theory that they felt strongly because of what they had, could it have changed at this point in time? Who knows? But I truly, genuinely believe they were honest and open with all the family members. And I don't think it fit what Seth wanted it to. And I think you see emotional manipulation through the media and social media. Oh, God. BHP needs to... Ugh. New Leaf, you would think that, right? You would think that they would want to do that. You think that they would want to, like, lay down their swords against Chris and Katie for one day. But no, why not? Captive audience, right? Absolutely, Kelly. They said that in the April 2nd interview, the last interview that the TBI in Sumner County gave. The TBI warned of the misinformation and bullshit that was popping up on social media. They warned of that and told people that it was causing problems. This is a missing kid. This isn't a game. These people are playing games, putting out riddles about a missing child. If this child is alive and in somebody's possession that's controlling the situation, you could continue to put him further in danger. This bullshit tip line shit, the bullshit of, oh, send us a tip. The only way you're eligible for this fucking reward is if it comes through our thing, so we can field it out first and then we can turn it in so we get the 50,000. Like, bullshit. There is a missing child here. Missing child who could be in danger because of bullshit like this. And there's no crime right now. We don't even have a true crime case. We have an awareness case. It is an open investigation, not a criminal investigation. They corrected the shit. They ran with that. Well, the news said it was a criminal investigation, and the news also had to fucking retract that shit. And so did their little freaking email person when she said that it was that way and they couldn't do it. She used open, or she should have used open instead of criminal. But I tell you what, people need to sit on their asses for a moment, because buying into this hype, I'm telling you, when that body cam footage comes out of what unfolded at that house that first day, how people behaved, there's going to be things that some of us can't look past. I guarantee you, of who was there. Why do they continue to push this narrative that Kathy was there? You guys understand that they all had Life 360 on their phones, right? Law enforcement has access to that. They know their whereabouts. There was GPS. They have cell phones. Their vehicles have, like, come on, people. Remy, when this case has resolved to it is what I'm talking about. And all of the information gets put out, no matter what happens. If there's a trial, whatever the case may be, there will be people that don't let this go until all the body cam footage comes out with some sort of resolve. And I guarantee there's body cam footage from that house that's going to set a lot of people on their asses. When all of this case has resolved is what I'm talking about. No, Remy, they have requested. They've already requested. They've talked about that. They've been requesting records, but because it's an open investigation, an ongoing investigation, they won't give anything out. SS, I might be one of those people, honestly. At the end of this, at the resolve of this, I might be one of those people that does go ahead and show everything that we learn after the fact. I might be one of those people that might be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna make you guys look and see, because just like in Quentin Simon's case, look at what law enforcement was doing all along. Law enforcement, look what they had all along. And I'm talking about like after a trial and all that shit, not in this. But I might be one of those assholes that might not let this go. I'm so sick and tired of people doing this to families and the victims. I'm so sick and tired of it. Law enforcement had eyes on them from jump. And I'm so sick of the lies and the concoctions, fabrications, the riddles. This is a 15-year-old missing teenager who deserves better by grown-ass adults. If this was your child, all of you tragedy vulture scum suckers, you know exactly who I'm talking to. Julie, Justin, BJ, fucking Dolly even, Silvers, Betty, Smiley, Lolly, Crime Time Buzz, Steve. And the list goes on and on and on. I hope if this ever, well, I hope this doesn't ever happen to any of your families. There's that. I hope your families never have to go through anything of the sort. But I would hope for 1 second you could sit on your asses and be like, holy shit, what if this was my family? What if this was my family? Would I want this done to my family? Some of you probably have messier backgrounds than the Proudfoots ever would. Way sketchier backgrounds than the Proudfoots do. Way more shit people could target you off of shit they've heard publicly you state. And you think for 1 second they don't deserve grace? I haven't done anything. I haven't painted a narrative. The fuck you haven't. The fuck you haven't. I actually said this to somebody the other day. If one of my girls was to go missing, these fucking idiot vultures would be like, oh, well, Nonsense is a bully. So therefore, I'm sure her kids are. No, 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 they're not. My kids know how to stand up for themselves and other people, but they will never be bullies, ever. They've never been bullied. They've never been the bullies. They've been bullied. Why do you think I stand up so hard for victims? There's a reason. I've taught them to stand up for themselves, to stand up for others. They've never been the bullies. They've been bullied. But guaranteed, they'd paint, nonsense in some fucking narrative based off of what they see online. Huh? The funny fucking thing is, when the truth came out, they would all be like, oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, they would demand to look under my stairs, Misty, for sure. Yep. She's been involved in a kidnapping before. Fucking shit. Oh. Yeah. Remy, 100%. Yeah. Yep. Kelly, it's sad. It's fucking sad. Of course she is a spoiler card. Let me tell you. I'll leave it. That one has opened herself up to a lot of criticism that I won't take on. Let me just say that there's a lot of criticism there and a lot of questions that should be asked, but I'm not going to be that bitch, because let me tell you, if I become that bitch, it's going to be an ugly day for somebody. But let me just say here, as somebody that has experience with kids on the spectrum, there would be a lot of people that have problems with some of the choices of consequences. Let's just say that. My girls are the sweetest things you'll ever imagine. My little ones are so sweet, but let me tell you what. Kyle actually said last night, it was the fucking funniest thing. Because for those of you that don't know where Kyle stands, well, go back and listen to him. He says it very openly where he stands on all of this shit. But we were sitting there, and Kenzie was telling us something. She was giving us information about something. We were in the midst, so we had to pause the TV, and we were all tuned in to what Kenzie, and he turns his head and he looks over at me and he goes, I've got a house full of feminists. I said, yeah, you do. You did that. You did that. Just so you know, you did that. You created one that wants to be a civil rights attorney, one that wants to be a history and English professor, and one that just likes to scream at people and argue with them now. And they're not like over the top. They're like, this is some fucking bullshit. Hey, Brantley, thank you so much. We can laugh it off about them saying you being involved in a kidnapping, but now it's being put out there in print. It's right, Brantley, right? Well, Brantley, let me tell you guys a story right quick. Hold on. Let me mute right quick to blow my nose one more time. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let me tell you what. And the genetics that run through our bloodline, I mean, some of us just like to argue with walls. There's that. Brantley, thank you for the support too. But not only was that put out there in print, but now there's an inclination by said person that put that out there in print that, just go check out her community wall if you know what I'm talking about. And this has been done before, and then people blamed for troubles that she had afterwards. If you know what I'm talking about. And that's some sick shit. Erica. Speaking of Erica, with the kidnapping allegation, and then follows it up with more rambling rants, and then evolves into something worse, and pretty soon it'll be me catching the blame for some new bullshit. It's fucking gross. I want nothing to do with these people, nothing to do with any of this shit. Seen it all happen for years. Fuck out of here. Sebastian's crew. That I think. So, please understand when I say this, I don't have a problem with Seth having a monetized YouTube channel. That would be hypocritical of me to say that I have a problem with Seth having a monetized YouTube channel. Okay? But what I am going to add to that is there was an agreement for no GoFundMes, okay? Which that was overrode. In the end of this, if things pan out and there's closure, I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of questions that have to be asked and a lot of things. I just read the Good Nunnias. There's going to be a lot of things that have to be asked and answered for. And I think we're just not there yet. So I think that sometimes sitting back and watching, we might feel some sort of way about it. I get that. I understand how you guys all have differing opinions on it. For me, it's not the most problematic thing, because the most problematic thing is the constant targeted narratives against Chris and Katie. Hopefully that makes sense. The money part has been there all along, in my opinion. So I just think that as things unravel, we're going to see a lot more. If that makes any sense whatsoever. The money part's the least of my worries. I'm worried about them inciting more horrible shit. Okay, so the Good Nunnia said, I'm convinced that even padded walls can't help some of the people in the world. That one in specific. Yes. And I'm not talking about Seth. I'm talking about Erica. Don't get me confused. Your backspace button is getting a workout today? Yeah. There's a lot of questions. I understand. I totally understand what you guys are saying. I get that. There's just... Oh, never say never. I'm okay. I just got a cold. It's just kicking my ass. I'm just feisty this morning, which is typical. I can't blame that on the cold, truly. It's just me. I'm just a little bit spicier. Did you call me padded walls? Rubber Ramada. I used to say that we needed a Velcro wall, like a Velcro wall and Velcro suits. But I used to talk about that for myself. Like, I wanted a Velcro wall and Velcro suits so I could throw myself against the wall and just put myself in timeout. I've always wanted one of those. Call me crazy. I mean, I've been called worse. But I think that would be an amazing... Where's Becky today? Oh, she put herself in timeout. She's got her Velcro suit stuck to the Velcro wall again. Yep, leave me alone. And then earphones too. I would need earphones so I couldn't hear mom. I think a great invention. They make them for kids. They just need to make them for us adults so we can hang out there longer. Right? No problem with that. I'm telling you, I should be an inventor. I'm picturing ceilings. Hey, I'd hang from the ceiling too. Hey, Elizabeth. Sorry I failed on you guys for cooking. I did cook. I took some pictures, but that's all. I gotta take more cold meds, you guys. Actually, I'm taking ibuprofen right now because, I gotta fill these too. They wouldn't hold me, Sheila. The weight limit's like 40 pounds. I looked into it already. Like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Holly, thank you for the super sticker. Yeah. Oh, gee, that's weird too. That's super strange. Oh, I gotta get a knife. Hold on. so bad. For any of my anxiety friends or skin picking friends or anything like that, some of you use NAC like we do. NAC, this is not medical advice whatsoever. Consult your physicians always. But if you open a bottle of NAC, NAC, it is, the smell of this shit is gnarly. Even with being sick, I can still smell it. Explore Core, we did a live the other night, the night before Thanksgiving, and played a game. It got raunchy, and it was fun as hell. It got real raunchy. It was New Phone Who Dis. It's on members only, so none of us get canceled, but it was fun as hell. We had some great laughs. You guys showed up and showed out for that shit. That was fun. We had a great time. Yeah, it's on members only now though, because that wasn't too raunchy. Well, you know how they'll try to turn us. It was fun. Like, to me, it wasn't raunchy. This was a family game. It was just hysterical though, because me and Kyle were talking about how we were all in that same mentality, a lot of us, and he's like, that's kind of scary when 99% of them think the same exact thing. Oh, I'm filling med containers right quick. My NAC just came in. Yeah, Jujube, look it up and consult your physician. But yes, that's one of the big things we use it for. It's amazing. It's actually truly incredible. And it's over the counter. Sometimes insurance will cover it for some things too, depending on your plan and where you're at. But yes. Yep. OCD, anxiety. They use it for a bunch of different things. Always consult your physician though. But it stinks. It definitely has a potent odor to it. The girls don't. Do you taste it, kiddo? Do you think you taste it? These ones? Do you think you can taste them?
Why?
No, when you take them, do you think you taste them? No, just the smell.
I have no idea what to be exact.
She doesn't have any. She said I have no idea to be exact, so obviously it doesn't bother her. Bag balm, yes. Elizabeth, my mom used to use bag balm on everything. NAC, not a. Hold on, let me tell you the exact full thing. It is N-acetylcysteine. It's capital N-ACETYL space, second word, CYSTEINE. And it's short, it's NAC, capital NAC. I use a specific brand from Amazon that is called Now. What is that noise, Jen? Probably the bottle that I was filling meds. Hold on. Now it's the coffee pot. That's what I was doing. There you go. NAC. Yep. Yeah, consult your doctors, please. Yes, it's a great brand and affordable. Mercedes Girl, we use it for skin picking, anxiety. Oh, really? It breaks up mucus in the lungs. I didn't know that, Duchess. Yeah. Look it up. There's a bunch of different, look at some of the studies with it, with mental health and stuff like that. It's an over-the-counter. Please ask your doctors, though, about it first. Hold on. I got to blow my nose again. Give me a second. It is super, it's worked super well for what we needed it for. But again, always consult your physician, especially if you're on other things, because some people might have reactions and stuff like that. And I don't know what every one of you is on. Therefore, I cannot. It took one of my youngest one from having scars all over her arms from skin picking so bad, like anxiety and skin picking, so she don't pick hardly at all. Very rarely, and it's usually when she's sick or something's going on that she picks now. It's crazy. Yeah. They've been on it for shit. Who's in here? I would have to go look, but it's going on 2.5 years. 2.5 years now. Yeah, I would look into it, Mercedes girl, for sure. There's a lot of, I've actually talked about this before. Not to my knowledge on either Slim, but again, everybody's different, so you would have to check it out. Amanda H, it's called NAC, N-A-C. That's what we use it for. There's a lot of people that use it for a lot of different things. Your dosing will be different. It's over the counter. Always consult your physician first, but it is a supplement. We've used it I'm assuming, I'd have to go back and check, but I think it's been about 2.5, 3 years. And they take it daily, morning and night. And it has saved so many scars. Like, I can't even tell you. And it really does. There's something with it for sure. Ooh, teenage acne. If anybody has any advice for a natural approach with teenage acne, please let Jujubee know. Yeah, I can't do ibuprofen very much for me, PB&J. I take it very rarely because of gut issues. Yeah, check it out and check with your doctors too. Or like if you have a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever that does your med management, a psychiatrist is what it would be. But if you have a doctor that monitors like your mental health meds and stuff, talk to them about it. There's some new studies about it. Amanda, I prefer the Now brand, N-O-W, from Amazon. Sometimes insurance does cover it though. In Utah, insurance covered it for the girls. Yes, you can always ask your pharmacist too if there's any indication for. You can also get genetics testing. Here's another thing. We did genetics testing for the girls to know if they would have any type of reactions or, where they would fall and stuff like that. There is genetic testing for meds too. And sometimes your insurance will cover that. I know in Utah, on Medicaid, they did cover the girls' genetic testing through their mental health medication. And then we have a whole sheet that tells us like, this one's going to have a higher indication and probably more side effects for them. But always talk to your doctors first. Pharmacists are amazing too. You got to remember, pharmacists are the ones that, I don't know. I love our pharmacists. My pharmacist, we have multiple because we all have different pharmacies because of insurance. But pharmacists are my go-to. Because a lot of times they will know more about the medication that the doctor's prescribing than the doctors themselves. A vitamin blood test. See, that's crazy. Dear terms of service. That's fucking crazy. One of my girls takes actually 2 of them take vitamin D12. And the insurance covers that for us. It just depends. They do know more about meds than doctors. Absolutely. That's their job. Of course. Yep. Kenzie always has questions for the pharmacist because they've switched her meds around so much. $400 for a vitamin D test. Oh my gosh, dear terms of service. That's crazy. That's crazy. Any of you that are going through medical issues or mental health medications or anything, don't forget to, one thing I want to mention too is shop around if you don't have insurance and you need medication, because trust and believe, I know that a lot of people don't have medical insurance or medication insurance. Sometimes you can find a doctor's office if you need meds for mental health anxiety, whatever you need, please do not go without your medications. There are doctor's offices that will do cash pay sliding fee scales. You have to call around community health centers, but they will try to work with you in your budget. There's a sliding fee scale so you can pay a lower price. Even if you have to pay $150 for a visit, then you can turn around and there are coupons. There's stuff as such as the Good RX. We had to use a coupon because for some reason this last month, our ADHD prescription, the insurance decided to fuck with it. And it was on a weekend and she can't be without it. And they wouldn't answer their phone and give me an answer. So we had to use a coupon to pay for it out of pocket, but it saved over $500. So sometimes you can get them and try to get them through the 90-day, because a lot of times the 90-day prescription will cost you less with a coupon than a 30-day. But there's other coupon programs out there that are better than GoodRx. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Somebody just tried calling. And there's also places like, I think Walmart still does their formulary where generics, there's like a $4 tier, some of that stuff too. $4, $10. I don't know what their formulary is anymore on certain medications, but yes, yeah. I know that's a big struggle for a lot of people is medications and doctor's offices. And yes. Yeah, Kroger's does it too. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for, you never know who's going to need these. Costco. There's a lot of resources out there. A lot of times it's hard to know where to go or what to do. But if you need your meds and you don't have insurance, please don't go without. There's ways to go around it. You can have them switch it to Walmart or one of the ones that does generics for X amount of. JS, are you talking about the NAC, the NAC? We remember we've been on it for 2.5 years, so we do 3 tabs twice a day. That's what we do, but that's under doctor recommendation. That's part of our med management, and it has been for years. So please consult with your doctors first. But we tapered up, so we started with one twice a day, and then yeah, beautifully broken. That's a great, yes. Always consult your doctors. I don't know everybody's medical issues or your baselines as is. It's not a quick fix for anybody. Meds are not quick fixes for anything. A lot of times there's no cures for these things. There's just symptom control. But I will say this, we are off lithium. For those of you that remember when I was so scared about that her being put on lithium and then now her being off lithium, I was scared shitless, because if you know what lithium is and you know how it works, we went from 450 lithium a day. Okay. Am I back? Sorry. Somebody called. I should be back now. There we go. I figured out how to exit myself out and re-add myself. Okay, we're back. Yes, please always consult with your doctors first. I am not a medical expert in any way, shape, or form. I'm just your friendly asshole with a lot of family with a lot of medical problems and a lot of mental health issues, okay? But anyways, on the lithium story, um, lithium is something that you have to be monitored for anybody that knows with severe mental health medications like that. You have to monitor liver function and kidney function, and they really, there's a lot to it with lithium, but at the time it was necessary. So this is over what, a 2.5 year progress, 2.5, 3 years, probably like a 3 year process. But we have able, just with therapies and frequent blood. Yeah, Jana, it is absolutely, especially with a pediatric patient, right? Because, well, actually I shouldn't say that because she's a champ. She's like, I could care less. She's so good about it. But it was really touch and go because she was on immune suppressants too for other issues because she's got juvenile idiopathic arthritis. So that stuff can get really hairy, and it was really scary, but it worked well for her when she needed it. But tapering down, I was really nervous. I was really nervous that there wouldn't be another medication or like a two or three others that could do what that did. We are completely off of it, and she's doing amazing. She's doing amazing. Yep, you have to have lithium levels in therapeutic ranges. Yep. She's doing amazing, though, and we don't have to go in and do tests anymore. But they safely, like, transitioned us and got us down, and now we're using other types, like, but that was scary. So all of my mamas out there and dads and caregivers and stuff going through that, I totally understand what you're going through, and it's so frustrating. It's scary. It's all of the things, but there's hope. Yeah. Yes. And she might have to go back on it some other day, down the road or anything right now, but it got us through what we needed to get us through. We got enough other treatments and other things going on to kind of manage some of those things, and now we're managing with others that aren't as severe or as lithium scary to me. That's just my personal opinion on it. It was hard for me. I am from the approach of less is more, so that was a heavy hitter for me, and it was like, ugh. Yes, yeah, Duchess. There's so much with medications. Any of you that try natural stuff too, hats off to you guys. Popcorn and M&Ms, and no shame in that, because you know what, it's got its place. It's definitely got its place, and it definitely is useful. Let me tell you, we had a great experience with it. Thankfully, we had a great experience with it. I was deathly afraid, but with the right people by your side, trust your, well, if they're trustworthy, you have to build a rapport and be able to be open and honest with your fears and all of that. And not one of my girls has ever been on a benzo. We use everything but, and we have panic attack city here. Oh, Kenny, that's rough. Yeah. I've heard people talk about withdrawals from Klonopin and Xanax. I have no experience personally in any of that, but hats off to all of you guys going through shit. Oh, dear terms of service. Kenzie didn't get the troubled teen era side of it. She got all of the medical stuff of it because she was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis really young. She had so many different things. She had, God, she had HIB, not HIV, HIB, Haemophilus influenza, which you are vaccinated for. She actually tested positive for that. She tested positive for valley fever. She tested positive for the craziest shit. Fungus. Like when they were doing stuff on her, it was the wildest shit. She was going to a rheumatologist, an infectious disease doctor. She had lesions on her left kidney. She had mesenteric adenitis at one point in time. Then they diagnosed her with ulcerative colitis. Then they diagnosed her with PCOS. That kid went on a hell of a journey. Then she got hit with the trigeminal neuralgia. It was just one thing after another. And now they're still finding shit. Like, they're still finding shit to this day. Like, what's causing her migraines? It's just crazy. But now, because of all the medical conditions, her anxiety and stuff she's got major, major anxiety around medical procedures and like anything with medical stuff. And her anxiety, poor thing. She's been through hell and back. That kid is a fucking trooper, let me tell you. Dear Terms of Service, she's had a lot of MRIs. They found a little tiny like compression in her. Okay, here's where my brain goes blank. I sent it to my friends. It's nothing, like, it doesn't seem like it's going to need surgical intervention. It's a little tiny compression in her brainstem that causes the blood flow to be affected by postural stuff, which is what they think is causing her migraines. But they can treat it with medication or surgical. I don't think hers will be surgical needs, but she's had extensive MRIs up and down her back. You did, Angel? I've heard that. Spinal cord compressions. I can't remember what it's called. Nope, it's not cherry malformation. Nope. Sherry. I can't even pronounce that. It's just this little tiny blurb that, like, I can't remember. I'll have to look at it. I actually called Duchess and was like, I think this is okay, but her doctor freaked her out about it. One of her doctors was like, oh, it's a big deal. And then they had to send her. She's still waiting to see the vascular neurosurgeon about it. But dear Terms of Service, speaking of good doctors. Oh, W. Schmidt. So hers wasn't for behaviors solely. And there's definite need for it for certain people. I can understand that, though. That's why I was so scared nope, I have POTS. I have posture orthostatic. That's me. I'm the one that has the POTS. But W, I can understand that because I was scared shitless too. But thankfully, we were only on it for a short period of time and then discontinued. But unfortunately, you are correct. With state-run facilities, foster care systems, there's big money in that. I hate to say that, but there are. Like, that's why there's so many things that are diagnosed. That's why we waited so long to have posture orthostatic. Yep. Yeah, I'm one of the weird POTSies too. Like, I don't have your typical form of POTS. So I have a subcategory of POTS. It's too much to go into all of it, but I have almost what's called pure autonomic failure. So I have a pacemaker. I'm one of very few that a pacemaker works for because my blood pressure and my heart rate, like, I was falling into bradycardia. Like, I was having my heart rate would drop into the 20s and 30s. I was passing out to where I broke both wrists at the same time. Fractured my jaw. A lot of different shit. So I actually was diagnosed with POTS back in 2010 by a cardiologist. And then they were not sure if that's exactly what I had. So I had an implanted loop monitor to monitor my heart for 2.5 years. And then it was replaced with a pacemaker. And I have a CLS pacemaker, a closed loop stimulation pacemaker through Biotronic that they can set so my heart rate will not go over a certain, we were laughing about that the other day, actually. Oh shit, I didn't get my Aries. I got my, hold on, let me tell you exactly. It was May. I have my card right here. I have to carry it in my wallet. So I got my pacer Okay, so here's the backstory. So I had a hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy in 2009. So I started having symptoms in 2010. End of 2010, beginning of 2011 is when I was actually diagnosed by a cardiologist with what he thought was POTS. But then I went through all the confirmation, and I actually went, and I was living in Washington State, and I was on a referral list for a doctor by the name of Dr. Blair Grubbs. And I'm saying his name out loud because I want everybody to have this information if you are really struggling or know somebody that's struggling. He is an incredible physician. He's an electrophysiologist out of the University of Toledo in Ohio. So I waited two years, 2+ years to get an appointment with him. And it was just because my cardiologist, my electrophysiologist in Spokane, give me a second, I gotta blow my nose. So my local cardiologist, electrophysiologist in Washington had worked with him on another project before, and he had done a lot of research and like he used him as a source. So he knew that he was really involved in like figuring this stuff out. So I waited on a wait list for 2.5 years. I saw him, we made the trip. I saw him on a Wednesday. He wanted to put my pacemaker in on Friday. So, and I was scared shitless. I was like, hell no. Like, and my kids were little at the time. I had just gotten the girls. And I was like, can I have my cardiologist in Washington do my surgery? Can I do that? And he was like, yeah, if that's what you prefer, but you need to have it done right away. So I saw him on Wednesday. And the reason he brought out a whole book, this man has a book of like some of the most traumatic injuries. A woman, if you can't handle real talk, please check out right quick. But he has a book of pictures of his patients, and one of them had fallen into a glass coffee table while she passed out from POTS, and it peeled her scalp back. Thankfully, she survived. But he was like, this is where you are. Like, this is where we are headed if you don't. They wanted me in a wheelchair with a helmet because I had so many concussions, and it was no joke anymore. And I was like, I just want to, have my doctor do it. So I went home and had set up the appointment, and I had mine implanted on May 2nd of 2016. So I got my CLS pacer on May 2nd of 2016. I am actually getting close to my 10-year mark of I'll have a replacement. I just went in and had my echo and my new, like all my checks on my pacer and stuff the other day, or the last couple of weeks. So Dr. Blair Grubbs out of Toledo, Ohio, there's a lot of information and a lot of studies and stuff that he has done in POTS. He's an incredible physician, incredible, well worth it. He is like my top physician of top physicians, incredible man. And the reason why he's got a huge story too, like his own personal story. But anyways, there's a few good ones. There's actually one. She's at the University of Utah. She's really good. There's one at the University of Washington that's good. They have whole like autonomic dysfunction centers now at some of these big teaching hospitals or like universities that I would suggest. There's a website called dinet.org, DINET.org, that it used to be able to, I haven't checked it in a long time, but it used to be able to go in and you could put your zip code in and it would find you autonomic dysfunction or POTS or whatever there's a lot that follows under the dysautonomia categories. Like there's a lot that's a balloon and you can find different physicians within that. A lot of people go to the Cleveland Clinic. Tilt table tests, I've had multiple. Yeah, tilt table tests are a bitch. I don't like them at all. Yeah. A lot of people, COVID has brought on a totally different type of POTS too. The after COVID POTS is completely different than what I experienced. Like when I went in to see him, I have blood pooling majorly in my lower limbs, so the blood flow is not consistent. So I had what they call grayish purple lower legs, which I never knew. Like I didn't know that was just my normal color. But um, yeah, but now that I have a pacemaker, I'm like, oh, okay. And there's a lot of things that go along with like POTS. Usually, a lot of people have EDS or MCAS, or there's a lot of other diagnoses that you get. It can cause gastro issues, all that stuff. Vasovagal syncope is a big thing too. At one point in time, I was concerned that I was even having non-epileptic seizures. Like, I didn't care what it was. I didn't care if it was mental health issues, what the fuck it was. Like, just find out what the fuck is wrong with me and fix it, because I couldn't even do shit. I was passing out all the time. But non-epileptic seizures are a real thing too. The body just shuts down. The body just, like, people have no control over that. Even if you pass out because of a traumatic, that's just the brain's way of protecting itself. I've seen people claim that, I've heard other people, when I was doing all my research, claim that people with non-epileptic seizures fabricated it or made it up. No, the body just shuts the fuck down a lot of times for these people. Like, it just says, no, trauma response. Boom. Like, there's a whole lot of shit that goes on out there. People, they're still finding out more and more stuff. Just be careful. Always seek your advice from a medical professional. No. Pacemaker made a huge difference for me. I'm not speaking of Raynaud's. I don't think I know what that is off the top of my head. Explore core. I have almost pure autonomic failure, and I have a subset of POTS. Nope. Aries, I got no warning, 0 warning. And that was the biggest problem for me, is I got 0 warning. I would just wake up on the floor. 0. I couldn't drive for a long time. I was not able to drive. I was shit. Like, your glucose levels. Yeah. I was always considered a fainter, but they never really knew why. They attribute a lot of my onset of it to the hormone imbalance after my hysterectomy. Oh, does it? Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Why Raynaud's or Raynaud's? I can't. No, mine was purely from POTS. I would drop into bradycardia levels of like 20s and 30s, no notice of it, and then skyrocket over 200. But now this one, this closed loop simulator, they can adjust things within it. Like, they can keep me in a range. It's incredible. Raynaud's, thank you. Oh, Angel, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I see a lot of you in here have these issues. A lot of you guys. See, I don't even know how we got here, but here we are. And they can talk all the shit they want to about all of us. They can say all the shit they want to. I could care less. Have fun. Do what you want. Yeah, there's actually a protocol, Aries. I don't know if do you have the protocol that was written for POTS patients, how they should be treated in the ER? Ugh, Susie Q, open heart surgery, I've heard, is rough. Non-epileptic seizures after passing out. Ugh, sorry. A lot of you guys have gone through it. Yeah, there's a lot of shit. Just find a good doctor. Speaking of a good doctor, though, we've been lucky to find some really amazing doctors along the way, for Kenzie especially, and one primary care doctor in Utah he still checks on that kid and makes sure that she's got everything she needs. Endocrinologist is a good one. Yeah, especially if you have hormone imbalances or thyroid issues or anything like that. Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we just turned this into a whole like chat about health and all of us that are just lovely messes. Aries, did you know that the University of Utah has an entire neurology department that they have their own like emergency room type thing? Oh, a blank slate. There's actually some really good support groups for EDS. Yeah, isn't that cool, Aries? I love that. Oh, of course, Jen. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for just being here while we bullshit. Chronic pain. Yeah. A lot of people have a lot of shit going on. That's just remember that. A lot of people have a lot of shit. Oh, okay. Mercedes girl. I think it just makes us all sound completely normal, right? Like all of us have shit going on in our lives. Every one of us. I don't talk a lot about my health problems because it's just something I've been dealing with for years. Like it is what it is. I go to the doctor. I try to do what I have. I have a twitch when I have to go to the doctor and do all my yearly stuff. I went and saw my gastro a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. And he's younger and he just cracks me up because he's always like, uh, hold on. See, the funny thing is about me is, give me one second. I don't have to just say shit and talk shit. Oops, that's me. Hold on. You guys are going to see me without lashes, and that's a great angle. Hold on. Let me turn you guys around. Not my double chin, my triple chin. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to show you guys. You see this right here? I have to carry this type of shit with me all the time. I don't just get to talk my shit. Unfortunately, I have to deal with my shit. There ain't nothing worse than people who fabricate fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, without lashes. I ripped those bitches off. I just put a new pair on, but because this cold and my eyes watering, I was like, fuck that. I ripped them off in the middle of the night. You guys probably got a view right up my snotty nose. Look away. Yeah, exactly. That's just, was it you that I said, I think because they can dial my pacemaker back, maybe that's why I don't get as excited as other people out here because my doctors have control of my heart rate. I think it was Duchess I was being a smartass and saying that too the other day. Oh, blank slate, I'm glad you found something useful in this. I know. We all have faces. Zoom in on those boogies. I don't even care anymore, truly. Like, I don't give two shits. I'm in my shirt that's appropriately fitting today, too. I like murder shows, comfy clothes, and like 3 people. I promise, Duchess, as soon as I'm over this and put them on, again, I'll either FaceTime you or I can do it on live stream, too. I don't care. That was to you. Okay, that's what I thought. I was telling Duchess. I was like, I think maybe that's why I don't get so excited because they keep me in check. I'm really lucky though. I have great physicians and I just keep on keeping on. Oh, 9mm. Shh, don't tell anybody. I think the president probably checked out by now and the rest of the HOA aren't around. So we have a revolution coming. Just be prepared. The HOA what? Explore Court, everywhere. TikTok shop, a lot of times. Kyle finds most of them and says that they're fitting for me, and then I order them. So that's the problem. TikTok shop. Shh. Nobody knows though, except everybody knows. But we have a whole snark miss on the HOA coming up. Nonsense over here has the knack for rewriting nursery rhymes and Christmas carols and shit. So shh, don't tell anybody, even though I just told everybody. Run, tell that. Oh, fucking broken glass. I don't even want to ever talk about broken glass again. Your daughter's pacemaker is set at 60 heart rate, won't drop below that. Yeah, that's great, Anne. Shh, crowbars up. Wrenches. We're gonna turn this into some fun shit. Shh. It's a secret. It'll just be our little secret. As they clip it and they go run and say, see, Nonsense is really, really pissed about this. She's plotting coming for the HOA. Yeah, that probably the president of the HOA knew before I told anybody else that I was coming for them. And, the most fun that we could possibly have ever. So there's that. I told them all about the revolution that was coming right in their chats. We're being sneaky, very, very sneaky with our golf carts. The Duchess has been working on a whole series of photos with the tragedy vultures, and we're going to put them in a little golf cart wreck. So that's something we've been working on too. Yeah, I hope everybody that feels better, everybody that's going through something, which everybody is, whether it's you, your loved ones, your children, somebody around you, everybody's going through something. Can we get matching jackets with the island colors on it? Ooh. Like Letterman's jackets? We can be the pink ladies. A cool rider. A cool rider. I thought that song's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the fucking day. Grease was like, Kenzie was telling Kyle, she's like, I haven't watched like a lot of old school movies like Forrest Gump and stuff. And he's like, what? And she's like, I really love Grease. And he's like, yeah, you definitely were raised by your mother. And he's like, that's a problem. He's like, I can't believe you said you haven't watched Forrest Gump. She's like, I haven't. But she can recite every single song from Rock of Ages to Grease to Footloose. I need a straight jacket too. We're good. I need a Velcro jacket. Popcorn. I have pictures of Kenzie. Kenzie was a pink lady for school Halloween one year. It was the cutest thing ever. She was a little pink lady. No, Rock of Ages. Wee Frosty. It's called Rock of Ages. Yeah, I know. I loved Grease. Go Grease Lightning. Grease Lightning. Go Grease Lightning. Footloose, I love too. Yep. Yep. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off here and go take some more cold meds and go lay on the couch and be my typical bum self because luckily Cantonio is home today with me. So he will be on duty for the littles and I will get to rest. I will probably line out some content maybe for the weekend. I'm not really sure. But I missed. Oh, shit. Snazzy. Sorry, I missed your comments earlier. Snazzy, if you're still in here, what do you think about the new Australian ban on kids on social media platforms under the age of 16? Many are hoping the U.S. will do. Snazzy, I didn't know about that, but I'm going to look into it. If you're still here, thank you so much for the super chat. But I will look into it because I am very open about my girls do not have phones. They're getting their first phones for Christmas this year. And I explained how I went about that. I bought them reconditioned iPhones, the SE3s, I think is what they are, that were $74, and they don't have contracts on them. They're going to go through Straight Talk, just because I don't want the pressures of that. They don't have social media, and they're 14 and 15. And I have zero qualms about saying that. Everybody does what they do for their own families and their situations, but this is what's worked for ours. And they don't feel like they are missing out. They still will not be allowed to have social media whatsoever, especially Snapchat, everything like that. They will not be able to have any of that stuff or access. That's just too much pressure on kids for me, in my opinion. They can watch YouTube, what we select for them to like. I am that mom. I am that helicopter overbearing. Don't let my kids have a life. But I think social media can be really toxic and problematic for kids. And everybody does what they feel is best for their own situation. So trying to give them a childhood beyond stress. Exactly, a blank slate. They haven't needed one. They haven't been in a position of needing one. Now they are. They're in that position. The other day, I have to tell you, though, I have to tell you about I have to give a shout out to, this is just crazy, but one of the middle one's friends. She's been going and hanging out with her friend a little bit more, but their parents are always, it's either us or them. And that's the one she went to the dance with, her little friend that she went to the dance with a month or so ago, a couple months ago, probably now. Then they spent Halloween together here. So we rotate back and forth. So this time, the dad of the friend took them. And I have to just tattle on my girl for a minute. So they went to see the new Mulan movie in the theaters. And then they went to dinner on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, she went out and had a friend date. And the dad went with them. So it was just the dad and the two girls. They talked him into taking him for eating. She picked Golden Corral. So the mom texts me the night before, and she's like, I guess they've decided that they want to go to the Golden Corral for dinner before or after the movie. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And she's like, I'm not quite sure where they came up with the Golden Corral. And I was like, oh God. I was like, well, that's my fault, because my girls love the Golden Corral because it's a vast variety of all of the things that they could ever imagine. And it was just hysterical, though, because Aaliyah had told her friend, look, there's options. Like, you don't like, because they're both really picky. And she's like, there's all sorts of options. They'll have options for you to be able to pick through. And it's great. It's a buffet. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my fault. That's my fault that my girls are the ones convincing their friends that Golden Corral is the best place to go. So they went to the movies, and then her friend's dad took him to Golden Corral and then brought him home and stuff afterwards. And they had the best time ever. He went to the movies with them, though. And I was like, that's the type of shit Kyle does too. Like, he's that girl dad that, lets them like walk in front. So he like just observes from the background. But it's cool to find other parents that are similar to our girls. And it's super cute, though. But they had such a blast. But I thought the Golden Corral thing was hysterical, because I told you guys that's like, people think it's so gross. Oh my God. Buffets are so trashy. I remember a certain creator saying that, and we were like, we love Golden Corral. Yeah. So there you go. But they had a blast. They had all sorts of fun. And yeah, super sweet, though. Super, super sweet. Now we have winter formal dances coming up. So we have to go buy winter formal dresses. So I do too. I love the Golden Corral. You ain't going to shame me. I love that shit. Especially the ones with the chocolate fountains and the strawberries. Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, I am out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you do out there. And for those of you that are struggling with medical issues, mental health issues, hats off to you. It's a long journey. But if you are struggling with medical issues, please, please take care of your mental health, because it does go hand in hand. Physical health and mental well-being absolutely plays a role. If you physically feel shitty, you mentally feel shitty. If you mentally feel shitty, you physically feel shitty. They are so important. And do yourself a favor and get yourself a therapist that will talk and you can talk about, because a lot of times if you are just coming into some sort of chronic illness, this is something I believe firmly in. If you are experiencing chronic illness, whether it be cancer, whether it be anything, it is so important to be able to grieve the loss of your previous life and to adapt to a new formed you. These illnesses, diseases do not define who you are, but some of them can feel like they take over your lives and they become your identity. Do not let them become your identity, but get a good therapist, get a good support system, go to support groups, all of the things. Even if you yourself aren't experiencing stuff, but you are the caretaker for somebody, please keep yourself going, especially at this time of year. Absolutely. All right. Have a great day, y'all. See ya later. Bye.